Hey y'all, Dekumon here, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Last time, we took on the second leg of the Crystal Tower questline, Circus Tower, and while the actual raid was kind of a joke, what happened afterwards was definitely not. Whew. Talk about heavy story implications. We're going up against the Cloud of Darkness itself, which I still am not entirely sure, but I am 99% sure it is the final boss of Final Fantasy III. My Dissidia memory seems to suggest that. Anyway, enough rambling. It's time to head into, thank you. Freaking server, messing up my damned timing there. It's time to head into the world of darkness. Ah, Dekumon, it is good you are come. I have news you must be made aware of. Alas, none of it bodes well for us, nor for Une, Doga, and Nero imprisoned in the Dark Realm. Well, lay it on me, man. Don't soften it up.
Think back upon our last foray into Circus Tower, if you will. The Calamity stirred the place from its long slumber and awoke Emperor Xande. But you, Dekumon, you ensured he was laid to rest permanently. Yet the Emperor had sealed a binding covenant with the terrible void scent known as the Cloud of Darkness. Even as Doga and Une labored to annul this contract, the entity reached through a rift and dragged the pair of them, and Nero, out of our realm. Well, at least we care about the other two. Screw Nero.
Since that day, Noah has devoted itself to rescuing Une, Doga, and Nero from beyond the rift. Our research, however, has exposed a far more dire problem. The Crystal Tower still acts upon Emperor Xande's orders and collects energy to open another void gate even as we speak. Indeed, the place nigh hums with energy. We have done all we can to stop the Imperial Edict, but to no avail. Just as the gate would open only for Une and Doga, so too will the tower heed only those with the royal blood of Alleg.
'Tis a most galling design. Granted, this was not always so vexatious, according to the Allegan tombstones Nero presented us.
Don't you have at least partial royal blood, Graha? You know, that's what the eye is for.
During the golden age of Alleg, the royalty had some means of bestowing their blood upon others. If they hadn't such a technology, Ammon and his underlings could never have controlled the Crystal Tower.
But we do not have either this art or any with royal blood. Every moment we wait, a vast rift through which the Cloud of Darkness can enter our realm threatens to open. Such a disaster cannot be allowed to come to pass. We must seal the Crystal Tower and annul Xande's covenant with the Dark Realm. If only breaking the latter would suffice. But then what of the energy building in the Crystal Tower? Without suppression, that power could discharge and cause a calamity like to the one that destroyed Alleg. Oh great, now we have two problems to deal with. In truth, we have more than just 3 lost compatriots to worry about. If we do not act, our very world will fall before the might of this threat. You see why now this is no longer optional content. It's actually world-ending stuff going on here.
We know but one way out of this predicament. Rescue those who can control the tower from beyond the Dark Realm, and seal the rift shut after them. And mercifully, not all our news is quite so bleak. 'Tis true we cannot stop the Void Gate from manifesting within the tower, but this can be to our benefit.
Oh, you're gonna throw me in it, aren't you?
We can use Circus's power for our own purposes, and create a portal to carry us into the Dark Realm.
Yeah, that sounds good. And he's like, oh, hell yeah. We have heard this is possible from a man of the Thaumaturgus Guild well versed in otherworldly matters. And with Master Garland working to create said portal, the final preparations are well underway. Ah, and here comes the man himself. Ah, Sid. Ever the useful.
Dekumon, just the man we need.
Yes, our fellowship is indeed complete, and all parties privy to our strategy. And you, Master Garland, how fare your endeavors?
Quite well. The device is nearly ready, though attaching the damnable thing to Circus Tower took every ounce of ingenuity the Ironworks has got. But it should produce the energy we need. With just a little more fine-tuning, we can open a rift. I'm here to request your presence at the tower. I'll leave Biggs and Wedge at the 8 Sentinels as guides. And do hurry, Dekumon. I'm sure you wouldn't miss another chance to save the world, would you? Ah, you know me too well, Sid. You know me too well. Well, Sid certainly seems to have a firm hand on the helm. Shall we make our way to the Crystal Tower then?
Oh yeah, back to the Crystal Tower. There's our quest accepted. One last leg to go. Seriously, we haven't cleaned up this mess yet? You know, somebody's gonna trip over one of these things one of these days.
Dekumon, I bet you're here to watch us pry open a rift between worlds, eh? We're almost ready. Seeker's Tower is full of engineers scurrying around and making adjustments. We're dealing with a lot of power, and if a single coupling's off, well, boom. But it should be fine, really. Anyway, you'd best wait at the top. The chief's there overseeing the whole operation.
Here lies Emperor Zonde, unloved. Ugh. God, that guy is such a pain in my ass. Look at us just scurrying about everywhere. God damn, Sid. You did drag a buttload of engineers into this, didn't you? Still think we should smash the throne.
My friends, you've arrived. I'm just waiting for my engineers to give the signal. Then, we'll see if we can't open a gateway to another world. Is something amiss, Graha? Ah, Emperor Zonde's throne. How the mighty have fallen, eh? Once it stood as a symbol of Alag's art and power. Now it's nothing more than an empty chair. And a rather large one. Just imagine if Alagan's civilization had lived on, and a just emperor still sat on that throne. How different would our history be? How much further would we had advanced? Unfortunately, there was no stopping Zonde in his ambition. There were those who tried. Zonde's war of dominion left no one unscathed. Unable to abide the horrors inflicted upon the people, warriors young and brave took up the sword against Alag. These men and women became as beacons of hope to those who had suffered, not unlike the warriors of light in our age. But all this merely hastened the destruction. Just as they moved toward Alag's heart for the kill, Zonde lashed out in anger and frustration, as trapped beasts are wont to do. In his desperation, Zonde desired that a great rift be opened to hasten the cloud of darkness's coming. To this end, he commanded the sun's power held within Dalamud be emptied into Circus Tower at once. The act bore terrible consequences. The tower only withstood the blast by flooding the land below with energy. Circus was swallowed by the very earth upon which it once stood. The Fourth Umbral Calamity. I learned of its cause from Uni and Doga. I had no idea that rebellion incited Zonde to rashness, though. Your knowledge of Alagan history is astounding, Graha. Why, a man could study for 2 lifetimes and only learn half of what you know. Mayhap. 'Tis strange, though. I cannot seem to remember where I learned such things.
Genetic memory? That's a possibility.
Yes. Ah, Biggs, are you ready?
Ready and raring to open the Void Gate, Chief. We reckon when this machine's up and running, she'll be able to float 5 airships the size of the Agrius. So just give us the word, and we'll start channeling energy into the tower.
Good, then let's get started.
Our preparations are complete. Everyone, step away from the throne. Last thing we need is any of you idiots getting sucked in. Oh look, party 8. I guess we're going in with this.
What? No, I'm just an engineer, Dekumon. Alright, let's see what this machine can do. Now, Biggs.
Oh. Can hear the tower practically humming. Oh, it seems to be doing something. Ha ha ha! Well, I'll be damned. We got us a crack in the worlds. Oh. Now we got a hole. Well, you finally managed it. Ah, a rift to the world of darkness, as Zune called it. Splendid work, Master Garland. can't break out the mead just yet. The tough part's still ahead. We've broken into the Dark Realm, but the gate's not all that stable. It won't stay open forever, and only a few can use it. I, for one, will remain here to ensure the Void Gate stays open. Also, I'm not crazy. As will the sons of St. Koank. The rift is our sole path to salvation. If it closes, we are all truly lost. Which leaves, Dekumon. My friend, 'tis a heavy burden I must task you with, but there are none more able. Pray, lead the adventurers beyond the rift. I do not know what awaits you, save the cloud of darkness and our 3 comrades. But you must go, for the fate of our world now rests upon your shoulders. Oh, come on, like I was gonna say no. This is our only gambit, but I have every faith you will succeed. It will be no small feat to return after you have passed beyond the rift. Make certain you are prepared for leaving. Yeah, this one's not going to be quite the walk in the park the other 2 were. Still going to be pretty damned easy in the long run, but not quite as easy.
Might I have a moment of your time, Dekumon? There is a matter of import we must needs discuss ere you leave.
Oh? What's up? Am I going to have to actually physically talk to you? You going to change cutscenes on me, or are we just going to go start a conversation off to one side? Oh, yep, going to change cutscenes. Back outside the tower again.
Dekumon, I wish to speak to you about my eye. As you are no doubt aware, 'tis a trait seen only amongst Allegan royalty. Long have I pondered why, such as my inheritance, the sanguine hue must have some bearing upon my destiny. This much Doga himself admitted. But what? In truth, the more I learn of the Crystal Tower, the less I am myself. Somehow, meeting those 2 clones has wrought great change in me. I am consumed with remembering something ancient, but ever so important. And my father's words echo in my mind, the selfsame ones his father told him. The truth of our eye rests with Alleg. Mayhap what I wish to remember, and those words are related. Mayhap not, but I know I must learn the truth that history hides from me. I would see this journey, our journey, through to the very end with mine own 2 eyes. So I implore you, allow me to join you beyond the rift.
Hey man, if you want to come, that's fine.
You have my thanks, my friend. Now, let us venture into the world of darkness to save our comrades and our realm.
There we go. The world of darkness now accessible. The last 24-man raid. At least of the Realm Reborn sequence. Alright, let's pop open the duty finder and see what we're looking at. The world of darkness, item level 90, which, as you can tell, I'm still pretty high compared to dealing with this. And most of the other people who are coming in this are going to be even higher because they're going to be down synced. So still going to be pretty damn easy in the long run. In the twilight of his reign, the first and last emperor of Alleg, Zonde, desired power above all else. He turned to the terrible being known as the Cloud of Darkness, a ruler of the Void, and asked of her strength to make the world kneel before his throne with a covenant of blood. When Zonde was slain, his ambitions were laid to rest alongside him. Yet the Cloud of Darkness still seeks to enter the material realm, and will soon find passage through the Void Gate set to manifest within Circus Tower. With the fiends coming, can the Fellowship of Noah brave the Void and rescue the 3 souls able to stem the Cloud's flood of shadows? Or will the expedition itself vanish beyond the rift in the world of darkness? About damn time. These queue times are always a pain in the ass if you do this at the wrong part of the day, which unfortunately for some content is any part of the day. Oh, ooh. Oh right, I forgot the World of Darkness has this awesome music. Listen to that violin. Oh, we're part of B Alliance this time. All right, what are we looking at? We got a warrior tank, and a paladin tank. 2 samurais. Oh geez, wow, they went whole hog on this one. Oh, dang. Oh, hey, guess what? Remember how I warned you about how those chimeras are gonna start becoming more and more common? Well, hey, here, have 3 of them. Wow, this group is competent. They know what the hell they're doing. PSA, actually, on this one. This is actually my second attempt trying to run this. The first group I tried to run this with died 3 times to the first boss. It was so painful. Ow. Oh, I got paralyzed. Somebody's not controlling their ad here. Uh-oh. Oh, right, there's a second wave with the 2-headed dragon. Forgot about that. I'm still freaking paralyzed. Get this thing off of me, somebody. Please? I'm asking nicely. I would really like this not on me right now. This paralysis is so annoying. Oh, I'm charged. Oh my god, there's so much crap going on right now, I can barely see. Well, if nothing else, this group is significantly more competent than the last group I tried running this with. The last group, that fight took about twice as long as that. They had no control over the chimeras. I ended up getting killed by the 2-headed dragon because none of the tanks were gonna do anything. And now we get to the first boss, Angra Mainyu, aka Giant Floating Eyeball. Now let's see if this group can actually do what they're supposed to. Oh, I lost my Verstone stack. Damn it. I liked that. I liked having a Verstone stack. Okay, already this is off to a good start compared to the last group. Oh, and there's his primary mechanic, double vision. So, as you might have noticed, I just picked up a debuff, and it's colored red because I was standing in the red zone. Now, if I go stand in the red zone again when he does that attack, it's gonna sting. So ideally, you want to be alternating every time he does that attack. And it's always red in the back, white in the front. Oh, I almost forgot about you guys. The 4 hourglasses. Basically just kill these things. Trust me, there's one in every corner, kill them. Your life will be much happier if you do not let these things live. I know I'm kind of rambling just a wee bit because I'm trying to keep my focus on these things. Another thing I'm focusing on is the boss casting Mortal Gaze. Don't look at him. Now, if you do happen to look at the boss when he casts that, he's gonna, oh, that's not good. You'll get doomed, and the only way to get rid of said doom is to stand on the little glowing spots. You don't get rid of your doom, you're gonna die. You stand in that quadrant that was showing over there, you're gonna die. And if you don't break the hourglasses fast enough, everyone, oh, hey look, it's double vision. So I'll go to the white space, and I take 1 damage. And I trade in my red debuff for a white one. Nope, I want out. Woo, oh, people didn't get out in time. Oh, people did not get out in time. So he has 2 level I attacks, level 100 flare and a level 150 death. And the attack only actually does anything if the total levels of everything inside there is a multiple of whatever its attack is. So level 100 flare, everything's a multiple of 100 added together. 150 death, that's Mortal Gaze. Let's not look at that. Now, flare will just hurt, but death will just instantly kill people, as you saw. Also, I see a lot of dooms, and that worries me. Come on, guys, clear your dooms. Clear your doom. Oh, my group is taking so many deaths. That's not a good sign. Well, he's almost dead, so he should be about ready for the second hourglass phase here. Yep, there they are. And of course, these immediately goes to double vision, but I'm okay because I picked up a white stack last time, so I have no problems. It's like I planned this. Now the other thing you might notice is the giant death beam he keeps casting in front of him. Don't stand in front of the boss. This is common sense. This is also really where you need to pay attention if you're a tank and keeping the boss facing the right direction. And oh, they just chose to murder his ass as opposed to actually do the hourglass mechanic. That's how you know you have a decent group. And the stuff here is item level 120. It's actually better than some of the equipment I might be wearing, so I'll have to keep an eye out, see if I can't pick up anything better than what I've got. Oh, I love that violin solo. It sounds so good. And hey, Scylla! Scylla's back as a mid-boss this time. And we get to combat, and immediately the music transitions into some serious beats. Now, Scylla here is not that bad compared to her boss version, just nowhere near as painful. That ancient flare there actually can be interrupted either with a stun or an interrupt effect, and you really want your tank to do that. Also, these forbidden gates, there's 3 of them on each side. There's 3 of them over here, there's 3 of them over there. Kill them so they don't spawn bad shit in your face. Oh, yeah, see, we didn't kill this one in time, so it spawned a Thor. And the more of these you can kill off beforehand, the better off you are. And then a treasure coffer appears right in the middle, but it's a trap. Pop her open, you got a fake Zonde, and 6 new gates appear, including 2 big ones in the middle. These ones are priority 1. Deal with these first, trust me. The things that come out of these, a lot scarier. Oh, someone just blew our LB. Oh, it's perfectly understandable. It's not like we can keep it. I was gonna say, you gotta stun the ancient quagga there. Uh-oh. These guys didn't kill their big gate in time, so a Jormungand spawns. Let's focus this thing down because it's kind of scary. Don't want this thing raising hell. Zonde's bad enough. Well, thankfully, this group has got some really high-level players that seem to know what the hell they're doing, so we don't have too many problems. Oh, I love that part of the music. Oh, and now we're moving on to the second boss. The 5-headed dragon. It's actually what his name is, the 5-headed dragon. And each head basically comes with its own element and its own mechanic. Also, don't stand in front of the boss because of the big old white breath cone he's about to cast. Yeah, that hurts. There we go. So he's now gonna start using the fire and ice mechanics. And he will basically just sprinkle these throughout the entire fight. Now, the fire mechanic is the one I know the least about, but it is a tether. Comes in whenever you see that red puddle, the closest person is gonna get tethered. Oh, now Thunder and Poison are starting to go. And the tether just basically needs to be passed around to other players. The ice head will drop an ice puddle which will grow and freeze anyone that touches it, so don't touch it. And stand clear so you don't get iced. Uh-oh, he's going to his DPS check, the Discordance. And the best way to handle this is to start AoEing all the heads. Because every time one of the heads dies, his Discordance cast will reset, see? Of course, every time it does, the cast speeds up, but it does less damage. And eventually you get to the point where you can't stop it. The dragon immediately regrows his heads. Those are ice AoEs coming down. We don't want to stand in those. Those are bad. And you see how they're already growing and people inside are getting stuck. They can't do anything. All in all, very bad times for those poor souls. Looking out for any more mechanics that have dropped on our heads that I haven't been seeing. But so far I haven't seen any. I'm looking for the poison. There's the poison puddle right there. This is the trickiest one in the entire fight. See this puddle? Somebody has to be standing in it at all times. If you don't, it'll just keep spawning poison slimes until eventually it spawns a giant one that explodes and silences the entire group. And that's usually a good way to end up dead. On the plus side, I get a poison resistance buff for standing in it. Uh-oh. Oh no. See that big flower marker off in the corner that's on somebody's head? Watch what happens to the group. Oh, I'll eat the ice. Watch this. The whole group goes flying. Oh, I know it's kind of sad, but it's funny as hell too. Yeah, if you see that flower marker, run the hell away from that person. If you have the flower marker, just run away from the rest of the group, please. If you just make everybody's day so much easier if you don't hit them with that mechanic. Also, it leaves a Vuln stack behind just for more pain and suffering. The last mechanic I didn't mention was the light balls, and I think I saw one pop up, but basically just burn it down. Oh, there's the thunder mechanic. That little thunder marker that's right there, and it's gone. The little purple pulsing marker that was off someone's head, it's actually a split damage marker. So you just want to stack together and split the damage, or just run away and let that person die horribly. It's up to you. Ooh, I think this actually is exactly equal to my current belt, so it doesn't help me any. The next trash pull is hands down the most unique of the group because it's kind of a return to the Atomos mechanic. Got 3 pads here, one for A, one for B, one for C. For B, we're gonna go right in the middle. And we get an Atomos to play with. Each of us has our own Atomos to play with. There's no more having to share the pad to turn on a shield for someone else. Instead, what we have here is, oh, that's not me. I thought that was me getting targeted. The Atomos is trying to knock us off the platform. That's his goal. And he has 2 basic attacks. He can suck someone in and spit them out, which is what he's now doing. The other one is called Shockwave, and it basically just, here comes Shockwave, watch. It'll knock everyone away from him. Now, he also summons an ad, which is important. Now, those little circles that I've been walking on, those actually turn on jump pads for the other 2 parties. Oh, I was not paying attention and I got slurped. If every party member falls off or dies one group, it's basically a wipe for everyone. And notice how every time we deplete his HP bar, he actually resets it, and he gets a stacking defense buff. Ah, that's not good. Oh, we finished that fight at the best time. I was worried there for half a second. But yeah, every time you kill one of those Atomoses, anytime anyone in the group kills an Atomos, it actually depletes part of the life bar of that big crystal that was in the middle of the group, the Atomos Prime. So I think it's like 8 or 9 kills across the whole group, and you deplete its life bar and you win the encounter. And now we come to probably the most challenging boss in World of Darkness, Cerberus. Who, poor puppy that he is, has to start chained up, but that won't last long. He'll break out of those pretty fast. Now, I don't know if we'll actually see all of his mechanics. I think most groups are fast enough now that we just kind of burned through the last one. But we will see his primary mechanic, which is really cool. Oh, that's not good. Oh, and that is a good use of displacement to get out of there. Yeah, see, he's already busting out of his chains. Now he's gonna start flying around like a madman. Did he drop the thing I thought he dropped? Yes, there it is. This gastric juice is really important. If you're a DPS and you're gonna do the mechanic, get hit by this AoE. And you shrink. Really cool. And then you stand in the purple goo and you get eaten. The music is echoing, I love that. Now, while I'm being eaten, I'm slowly being digested, but my goal here is to basically give this guy one upset stomach. And we do that by basically breaking all the stomach walls and not dying to the ads. We need more people in here, we really do. I love the fact that the music is echoing while we're in here. It's such a cool thing. Oh. That stomach wall is gone. And now so am I. That digestion stack is getting higher now. The more that stacks, the more damage I take over time. Though I think there's a healer in here. Did we get all? Yeah, if we get all the walls, we get flushed out. Once we get flushed out, we have a good amount of time for people to run back to the chains, grab them, and reattach them to Cerberus. Doing so will basically chain him back up. If you don't do this before that reawakening bar goes, it's an auto wipe. He will literally just become a god and kill you all. Now granted, while he's slumped to the ground, he can't do anything, so as you see, a lot of groups like to chain him much later in the cast instead of as soon as possible.
to get more time to beat the shit out of him. Uh-oh, he's starting to drop the lightning balls. These things are gonna be a lot of disco lights. Probably the safest place to stand is his side because you notice when I dodged earlier, he has this nasty tail blow attack. Oh, Hound out of Hell. Hound out of Hell means get out of his front. Because he does that. And I know, it's like, but he's chained up. Why can he do this? Well, he does it because he feels like it. Although I don't think he has access to it until he breaks the chains the first time. Whew. Also, that big swipe there is a cleave. Don't stand in front of the boss. Oh look, a lightning ball dropped on my head. And now it's about to go flying off to the space. But I think that's gonna do it. You know what? LB in the face! Because he's at 2% and because I can't save it. Why not? Yeah, we didn't even get to see his other mechanic. Ululation, it's called. It basically marks everyone with the debuff, and it will fear you if you're not standing next to someone else when the buff wears off. Ooh. I can actually use that on the Scholar. And then we head to the final boss. Yep, mapping the world. And here she comes.
Who disturbs the gloom? Ah, mortals from the realm of light. I missed my last line.
Oh.
I am the cloud of darkness. What I do not smother, I devour. What I cannot devour, I destroy. The covenant is everlasting. All mortals before the flood of darkness shall sink into the void.
The fight's already started, baby. Let's go. Oh, that hasn't started yet. You guys actually waited for me. Oh, I'm so proud of you guys. I'm so proud of you guys. That's so awesome. They waited for me. Oh, Jesus. Oh, okay. So, fun note. Every attack this boss has is called Particle Beam. Why are you leaving that to me? Somebody died. Somebody died right there. Yeah, that first one called Faint Particle Beam will chase the person that's marked. So if you get marked, just run like hell. Every time she poofs out, she'll reappear someone and do a big old line through the middle of the room. So, yeah, that. Yeah, don't get hit by that. That hurts. And pretty much all of her hits deal Vuld stacks. So every time you screw up, the next screw up costs even more. Keeping my eyes open, looking for more mechanics I need to worry about. Oh, there's one. These are the meteor marks. And you want somebody in all of them. Yeah, I take a little bit of damage, but like I said, better me take a small amount than the whole group takes a big amount. And trust me, every one of those that doesn't have a person in them, they're gonna sting. Yeah, there's the faint particle beam going out again. Run, Catalan Roto, run! Just chasing him. Oh, gone to his quote-unquote ad phase, which is these dark clouds. And you want to make sure that the cloud of darkness doesn't eat these. Also, there's the big ones, the dark storms. Now you notice they're actually being slowed. Well, they're being slowed because people are standing between them and the boss, see? Oh, also meteor marks. Also meteor marks. So make sure you're paying attention and dealing with this stuff at the same time, because otherwise, shit's gonna explode. Oh, that one needed to go. Now, believe it or not, the boss is still targetable during this entire phase. Although she did have a barrier up, which basically she had a soak barrier. Oh, that's a thing. So we had to break the barrier before we could actually do damage to her, but you've noticed she's taking damage, which means that barrier's long gone. And this is one of the big missteps of the Cloud of Darkness fight, is letting us just beat on her in a phase that we really shouldn't be allowed to. Yeah, there's that. And every ad she ate, she basically would have gotten stronger and stronger until eventually she kills us all. And now this mechanic, which is basically split the group up into 3, bind them all together, and make them kill an ad. Not a real problem. used to be we actually had designated markers, so A would take one, B would take another, C would take the other, but nowadays it's just a YOLO. Oh, I see LB3's going out. Oh, Samurai LB3, nice. Very nice. Maybe someday I'll actually get to do that myself. And we're gonna kill her, yep. Oh, I leveled up after that. Very nice. And that's it. That's the World of Darkness. Now, she does have a lot more mechanics, but we killed her so fast we didn't see them. She has an ad phase with a bunch of worms. She has a phase where there's literally like 12 meteor marks on the field. She does the cloud thing again. But overall, fight's not too bad. The World of Darkness, complete.